In the heart of the ancient Kari temple, the high priestess sat upon her throne, cloaked in a veil of regal sorrow. Her once radiant face was now gaunt, her shimmering skin losing its luster. The whispers of her impending death echoed throughout the halls of the temple, even among the highest echelons of the Kari. For years, she had sought to uncover a cure for her mysterious ailment. The sacred healers, skilled in the most advanced alien medical techniques, had tried everything. From potent medicines harvested from the rarest plants to ancient Kari spells invoking the powers of the stars themselves, nothing had worked. Her sickness defied all logic, all reason. Her advisors begged her to step down, to allow another to take her place before the Kari kingdom descended into chaos. But the high priestess refused, knowing that if she were to give up her title, the Kari people might fall apart without her leadership. They had once believed she was invincible, a goddess in their eyes, capable of transcending death itself. In the deepest chambers of the temple, as her body withered and her mind weakened, a desperate thought entered her mind. The ancient texts that had been passed down from the time before her birth whispered of a substance so potent, so powerful, that it could heal any ailment, no matter how grave. But it was a substance that no alien had ever consumed: human nectar. The nectar, said to be found only in human blood, was known to have miraculous healing properties, though it was strictly forbidden by galactic law for anyone to consume it. It was an act of sacrilege, a violation of the sacred rules of the intergalactic councils. No one, not even the mighty Kari, could be allowed to use such a powerful substance. But the high priestess had no other choice. She had spent countless hours meditating on the matter, consulting with her most trusted advisors, and even reaching out to the stars themselves. The answer was always the same: humanity had the key to her salvation, but at a cost. Determined, the high priestess made the fateful decision. She would defy the sacred laws, abandon the tradition that had kept her people in check, and seek out the one being capable of providing her with the forbidden nectar: a human. The journey to find a human was a perilous one. She called upon her fleet of starships, and soon a small, elite group of Kari warriors and scientists ventured across the galaxy. Their mission was clear: capture a human, bring them back to their homeworld, and extract the nectar at all costs. The very essence of humanity would be consumed by the high priestess, and she would heal. The search took them to the most unlikely of places: a small, remote planet known as Earth. While the Kari had seen the rise and fall of many civilizations across the stars, Earth's humans had managed to remain largely unremarkable in the eyes of galactic powers. But this time, the Kari had underestimated them. The humans they encountered were strong, resilient, and remarkably resourceful. It was said that the human spirit, when pushed to its limits, could produce strength unlike anything the universe had ever known. Yet, the Kari underestimated the power of these humans, not just in their bodies, but in their hearts. The high priestess herself descended upon the planet, her form towering and regal, with an aura of ancient wisdom and power. The humans, initially terrified by her otherworldly presence, soon realized that she was not here to conquer them, but to ask for help. In a tense meeting, the high priestess explained her plight, revealing the depths of her suffering and the dark future that awaited her people if she did not survive. To the high priestess's surprise, a young woman named Olivia stepped forward. Olivia, though initially hesitant, had a deep understanding of the fragility of life. Her willingness to aid the alien priestess was not out of fear, but out of compassion. After a harrowing series of rituals, Olivia allowed the high priestess to consume the forbidden nectar directly from her blood. The high priestess, desperate and trembling with anticipation, hesitated for only a moment. Then, she took in the nectar, feeling the potent energy surge through her body. The moment the nectar entered her system, an explosion of power and vitality surged through the high priestess's body. It was as though every cell in her being had been reignited with life. Her skin, once pale and withered, began to glow with a renewed vibrancy. Her once feeble hands clenched into fists, her strength returning in a flood of energy. The high priestess stood, no longer the frail and dying figure that she had been just moments ago, but a force of nature rejuvenated, empowered, and alive. Her people, who had gathered in the temple to watch the ritual, gasped in awe. They had never seen anything like this before. It was as if the High Priestess had transcended the very limits of what they thought possible. But the transformation was not without its consequences. The consumption of human nectar came with a price, one that the High Priestess would have to bear for the rest of her life. While she had regained her strength, her connection to humanity had been irrevocably changed. She felt the lingering presence of Olivia's life force within her, an unbreakable bond between their two species. The High Priestess, now fully healed, stood before her people, more powerful than ever. But she also carried a newfound respect for the humans who had saved her. The Ktari had always seen themselves as the superior race, but they had learned, through the sacrifice and strength of a human, that there was much more to the universe than power and pride. As the High Priestess stood at the head of her people, she made a vow. She would never again look at humanity with disdain, nor would she allow the ancient laws of the galaxy to dictate her choices. The bond between her people and the humans was now a sacred one, forged in the fires of her own healing. And so, the High Priestess became more than just a leader of her people. She became a symbol of humility, of the strength of the human spirit, and the reminder that sometimes salvation comes from the most unexpected places.